everyone's treating this like it's a routine Champions League night. And that worries me. Liverpool should beat Marseille, but the Champions League has a habit of punishing teams who become complacent and think they can play it safe. And this one feels dangerous. This isn't about fear or anything weird like that, but it's about patterns, and Marseille will punish Liverpool if they don't pull up their socks in this match. Now, we know that they are aggressive, they are chaotic, especially at home, and they will make things very, very difficult for Liverpool. Liverpool will have to be disciplined in that midfield area. That's where they'll win the game. They have to be absolutely dominant in the midfield. Second balls can't be let go. They can't be playing this slow ball, passing back. You know, in that last match of Liverpool against Burnley, Szoboszlai was making a fantastic run forward. There were another two players with him, and all of a sudden it's Liverpool 3 versus Burnley's 4. And midway through pushing up high, he stops, turns around, passes the ball back. That bollocks needs to stop, and excuse the bad language, but that needs to stop. We can't go playing, and especially in the Champions League, like that. That is completely unnecessary, slowing the game down, high tempo, missing from the game, and the attack just looks imbalanced. Marseille will make sure that they are going to be grabbing that ball from Liverpool in moments like that, and they're going to be all over Liverpool. Now, they haven't been fantastic in their league, but in this match, it's Champions League, it's different. They will be all over Liverpool. And we've seen what it looks like when Liverpool just aren't producing the goods. They hold on to the ball, lots of possession, but it's a lot of possession in their own half, and they're knocking the ball about from left to right, and then back again and left to right. And then there's moments and pockets where they try and go forward and they see, oh, there's no gap, and they start passing the ball back. That nonsense needs to stop, and we can't have any of that. Now, it's already going to be tough and challenging for Arne Slot, and he's under a microscope right now. I can tell you that much. He's under a microscope and he's being watched closely. And I think the talks and the whispers are becoming a lot louder. He was even asked that uncomfortable question in that press conference about what does he think about the chances of Xabi Alonso coming in. He very awkwardly answered that question. And it lets me know that in the back of his mind, he knows that time is running out and he's on thin ice at the moment. So he has to get this right. And getting that midfield right, that is important. Making sure that you've got the correct pick of players in the squad, that's going to be important. And playing your players in the correct position, that's going to be even more important. You know, we can't be putting our best performing midfielder at right back. That makes no sense. And I've been saying we should be patient with Arne Slot. But if he's doing things like that, you know, how does one justify that? Now, this is already going to be a tricky match since Liverpool are on the road. They don't have the backing of the 13th man, which is the Anfield faithful, people at the top end singing their hearts out, just spurring the team on. None of that in this match. We're going to have a small contingent of loyal fans who will be traveling out to France, and he's got to make sure that he delivers the goods for those traveling, for those of us watching from afar, and for those still believing, and for those who want to see him turn this around and do it. But going in there without the backing of the full 13th man is going to make it even more challenging. So that in mind, he needs to get the formula right. He needs to get the gameplay right. He needs to make sure that Liverpool dominate in that midfield. Now, I don't know what type of formation he's going to put out. I don't want to speculate anymore because every time I speculate, I seem to get it wrong because I think fans are on the same level of what we expect from the team, who we know is in that squad, who is available, and who could actually make a difference and impact in this team. And no matter how many times we predict our starting 11 and present that and say, guys, this is the team that will win this match, we see something else happening. And so I'm not even going to do a prediction, but I will say this. Liverpool will need to dominate that midfield. They also need to be better disciplined at the back. And I'm looking at you, Ibrahim Konate. You need to be disciplined. Head in the game. Dominic Szoboszlai, head in the game in this one. Alexis McAllister, stop trying to strike from afar. Make sure that you find your forwards and start playing the ball. We brought you in as a number 10 back then so that you could play behind a player like Darwin Núñez, because Liverpool was gearing up for playing with an out-and-out striker, and you were going to be the one feeding him those balls. That's not happening. Striking from distance is not your thing. 4 shots from long range the other day, and it amounted to nothing, not one of them on target. That bollocks needs to stop. You make sure that you get the ball to the forwards in the correct position, watch their runs, make sure that the through ball is there, make sure that you're lobbing the ball at the right time. We've got to be disciplined, and that is how Liverpool wins this game. Now, should they go on and do a gegenpress and be all chaotic and play the heavy metal, high-octane football that Jurgen Klopp introduced? By all means, no. But they need to start adapting to the strengths of the players that we have on the field. Discipline is what's going to be the difference maker in this team. And like I said, Arne Slot is under a microscope. He needs to get that right. And if he sees a player is not performing to the level that he is expecting, swap that player off. Don't wait for the 85th minute to send on Federico Chiesa, Rio Ngamoa, and tell them, go and achieve now in the last 5 minutes of the game what the rest of the guys couldn't achieve in 85 minutes. I think that is absolutely absurd, and it should not be happening at this level, and it should not be happening in this club. So discipline, the midfield, Arne Slot, well organized, and a good team on that pitch, and that gives Liverpool the win tonight. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on what I've said, that Liverpool need to control the midfield? Do you see something else that needs to be unfolding over here? Let me know in the comments. What do you think it will take for Liverpool to win this match against Marseille?